first, when whether you're a parent or a student, for many high school families, it is the season of college application, a process that's often stressful. Journalist Jeffrey Selingo spent a year embedded in 3 different admissions offices and shares what he found in his book. It's called Who Gets In and Why, A Year Inside College Admissions.
And Jeff joins us now. Good morning.
It's good to be here.
Now, you weren't just in 3 different admissions offices, but they were very different kinds of schools. Were there different approaches?
Yeah, so I was in a big public university, the University of Washington, a small liberal arts college, in Davidson College in North Carolina, and then a big private at Emory University. And for example, at the big public universities, they often have pretty small staffs, and so they have to hire part-time readers. These are graduate students or retirees who are reading the applications, because now they might be getting 40, 50, 60,000 applications. Where at a place like Emory, they have much bigger staffs, and thus they're able to read these usually in bigger groups than at the big public universities, for example.
So you say the amount of applications has just surged since they got rid of mandatory SAT and ACTs. Has that, I'm sure it's a good thing that a lot of people are throwing their hat in the ring, but it's also got to be overwhelming a lot of these schools. Is it still worth taking those tests?
Well, it's worth taking the test to have a score to kind of see how you place. But you're right. Most of these schools are overwhelmed by applicants who 5, 6 years ago would not have applied otherwise because tests were required. Now, colleges both have a love and hate relationship as a result with this idea of test optional. They hate it because they have so many more applications that they have to wade through, but they love it because now they could pick the class the way they want to pick the class. So if they want more full payers from North Dakota who may not have the test scores they used to have, right? Like they can actually now take those students. So they have a lot more flexibility in building the class that they want when they don't require test scores.
And you see they're looking at a mindset. What is that mindset? How do they decipher that?
Yeah, so they really want to know about how they don't necessarily want students who have peaked in high school. They want students who are going to they're going to come to college, right? They're going to, take classes they never thought they would take. They're going to join clubs they never thought they would take. Maybe they'll try out some new majors. They want students who are going to take advantage of college to grow rather than come to college and say, oh, I already know everything. I know what I want to do. I just want that piece of paper and get out.
Well, it's just, I've talked to having gone through this a couple times with my daughters, and I'm sure Larry knows the same thing. The amount of people who, kids are getting all A's in high school or close to it. A lot of these transcripts look the same. They're in the same sports. But, aside from like curing a disease or studying, what sets you apart? Kids are in high school basically doing the same thing.
Well, at these very selective places, it's such a high bar anymore. I was talking to the dean of admissions at Duke University a couple of months ago, and he said 10 years ago, they used to have this saying in the Duke admissions office, a wall of 5s would get you in, 5 being the top score you could get on the advanced placement exam, AP, right? So he was saying, well, if you have a wall of 5s, and I said, well, what's a wall of 5s? He's like, you get 8, 10 5s on APs, which is, by the way, an amazing number, right? Versus you're taking 8 to 10 APs and you're getting 5s, the top score on all of them. He said 10 years ago that moved the needle. Now it doesn't even move the needle. And I said, well, what does move the needle, right? Yeah. He said students who are going outside of their curriculum. In other words, they're taking college classes already in high school. They're, as you said, they're curing diseases. They're doing research. It really is, I feel, an impossible bar that we're setting for a lot of students. So I say stop applying to those places. There are thousands, there's more than 1,000 four-year colleges out there, many of which accept most of the students who apply, some of which provide a great education, I would argue even a better one than many of these top universities. Go there instead.
I was surprised to read, I know a lot of people look at what's the salary I'm going to make out of school, and of course you think tech or engineering, and you say look at the future earnings, and English was at the top of that list. Talk about why that is.
So we often look at the salaries right after college, and STEM does pay off immediately. The highest salaries are going to be in computer science and engineering. But then we start to see a drop off about 7 or 8 years after college in STEM. And why is that? That's often when skills start to you have to you need new skills in those areas even. And as a result, students decide, well, I'm not going to stay in STEM, or I have to go back to get a master's degree. Meanwhile, English or history or other liberal arts tend to grow over time, and there's a lot more overlap between them. Now, if you graduate in STEM and you're at the top of your class and you take the best job at Microsoft or Google, of course you're going to make more than an English major. But there's a lot more overlap than we think. In other words, the students at the top of English make more than the students at the bottom of STEM. And most students think they're going to be at the top, and that's not always true.
Okay, before we let you go, are a lot of these small colleges able to compete with the big colleges anymore? Do they have the money to stay open? What do you see happening in the next 10 years?
Many don't. We
Yeah.
are seeing a lot of colleges start to go out of business. And what I would say, if I'm a prospective student right now, you want to really dig deep. It's not that you don't want to go to colleges that are having cuts. A lot of colleges are cutting programs, cutting faculty. But you really want to see how deeply they're cutting and how much they can support you. And that's a question you definitely want to ask other students and other faculty.
All right, Jeff. Jeff's participating in an online seminar today at noon and at 7 p.m. For details, you can go to gpsparentseries.org, and you can get more at Jeff's website, on his social media, and also on his podcast. And there's his book. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Great to have you. Thanks.